Hey, if you're like me, you're very passionate about photography. And perhaps you're like me as well, and you're always looking for ways to just double, triple, quadruple your output of amazing images on a daily basis, if not a weekly basis. That's what passion's all about. How can I increase production of amazing shots? Hi, I'm Bryan Peterson, and I'm the author of Understanding Exposure and Bryan Peterson's Field Guide to Understanding Photography. I'm here in downtown Chicago, got my Nikon D800E and my 16 to 35 millimeter wide-angle lens photographing the Chicago River and the Chicago skyline. Now, what makes this interesting in two respects, number one is, what aperture would be a good choice for a shot like this? And I will tell you, it's classic who cares. If you're familiar with my book, Understanding Exposure, that means 8, 9, 10, or 11. These are what I call critical apertures. They produce the greatest sharpness, greatest contrast, greatest clarity, yet they don't give you the maximum depth of field that we sometimes need, and they certainly don't give you the singular theme, isolation, zero depth of field that we need. So because there is no real depth of field concerns, I go, who cares? Well, when I'm saying who cares what aperture I use, who cares about the depth of field, that's a great opportunity to use 8, 9, 10, or 11. So with that in mind, and the camera in manual mode, I simply move up, take a reading off the sky at f8. I get a reading with 200 ISO of 3.2 seconds. Let's take a look at that first photograph and see what you think. And I think you'll agree, wow, that's kind of nice. Skyline shot. Take a look also, it is a horizontal. How do we increase production of that? Well, in other words, what else can we do to add another nice image to the inventory? Real simple. As I often say, when's the best time to shoot a vertical? Right after the horizontal. And clearly, in this instance, this is definitely the time to be shooting a vertical. We got a wonderful vertical opportunity in this photograph. There it is. Look at those two side by side. Already we've doubled our production. But what I'm really suggesting that you do if you want to double your production is simply this. Something that is so obvious, it's so easy to do, yet most people don't even consider it. And here's that answer. You get up before sunrise and you come out here and you shoot the pre-dawn sky. Sunrise, I didn't know there was such a thing. Well, yes there is. It's called pre-dawn sunrise in this particular case. Most of you, on the other hand, are getting up at that hour and you're shaving or you're showering or shampooing or making up your face because you have to go to work. But listen, that's great. I love those wonderful excuses why you can't do sunrise in the winter months. But in the summer months, in the northern hemisphere, in the summer months, which would be December, January, February in the southern hemisphere, the sun is getting up really early, sometimes 4:30, 5 o'clock, sometimes 3 o'clock, sometimes 2 o'clock, depending on where you live. So you can certainly get up an hour before your normal everyday routine and get out here and do some shooting. Then when you go to work, regardless of what kind of day you're having at work, you can always say, you know what? I'm going to have a great day because I got some good shots before I went to work this morning. Just something to think about. So that's how you double your output. Hey, until next time, this is Bryan Peterson saying, you keep shooting.